Alright, welcome. This is Nuke Marine presenting Let's Learn Japanese, a course series for the self-study of Japanese from basics and beginnings up to intermediate and hopefully advanced. Today, in fact, let me change this out real quick. Today, as normal, we're going to be doing a Let's Read. So the Let's Read is Neon Genesis Evangelion. So up above is going to be the video, off to the side is going to be the transcript, or really it's just the subtitles are ripped, put into a text format for easy readability. And yes, and I read along as the video plays, and if I see something I don't know, well then, I'll just pause the video real quick, look up the meaning of the word, and then continue on. So yeah, the main goal is on the reading, and the reason why I'm using video is that just it shows that you can do this with audiobooks. It works just as well with dramas and anime or whatnot. In fact, I do recommend people try this with anime, preferably slice of life, simple. Not simple, I'm sorry, but let's just say everyday type situations. So those type of anime or dramas, you know, depending. So try not to do anything that's like kind of deep or kind of this too specialized. And generally, like if it's a drama where you got a group of friends and they're all in different areas of life, that might work, because now they're gonna keep the conversations less specific about their general areas when they're together and more about just talking. Just an example, and there is no right answer to this. No, you know, again, what you do is far better than what you don't do. So make a choice, stick with it, and enjoy it. That's it. This was a very difficult choice. Neon Genesis Evangelion has some very difficult vocabulary. I've been noticing that since I started this. It is taking some time. Death Note, I've actually gotten through Death Note pretty fast, comparatively. The vocabulary there is not as difficult, although, to be fair, at least with Death Note, because it was essentially police procedural. Obviously some fantasy elements, but pretty much was a police procedural. And not even procedural, I'll say it's a police, because it was just actually dedicated to one specific case. So, but because some of the other dramas that I've watched and done Let's Reads and even studied, there was a lot more carryover, so that helped out a lot. Like you know, if you've read, like I did, Yusei no Kizuna, which is that drama. Part of it is with investigating the murder of, you know, these 3 children who are orphaned, but they're young adults now, and they're investigating the murder of their parents. And yeah, that vocabulary carried over. So that's kind of the benefit. Now, I'm pretty sure after this, I do Neon Genesis Evangelion, because of the military terminology, that's going to help out with some of the other military terminology that's going to be popping up in my projected anime that I'll be watching later on, which is, you know, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Attack on Titan. Maybe even in the scientific jargon that was coming up in here a lot will probably help when I go to Steins Gate. So, again, yeah, this is difficult. But because of difficulty, although I won't be learning, like memorizing words, I do become familiar with the words. So when I see it, I kind of recognize what it is. But it will make the future Let's Reads that little bit easier. Okay, cool. Kenshin said, Nuke, talking about Death Note, does learning the vocab from the anime translate to completely understanding the manga dialogue? I think so. I mean, I haven't experimented with it. I mean, I haven't looked at the Death Note one, but I'm pretty sure, because there's a really good one-to-one, like with manga, it's not complete one-to-one, you know, because sometimes they will shift the storyline slightly depending on the manga, just because you got bigger time constraints when it comes to anime. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, I think you'll be fine going. If you study the anime, you could actually go and read the manga and it'd be like, oh yeah, this is no problem. In fact, you probably don't even feel the need, because it's almost like doing a Let's Read or studying the anime is like kind of studying the manga, but you have the benefit of having the audio, and so you have those voice actors to go with it, which is a big benefit. One test I've done before was, you know, like you can see here, this is like a frame. So if I let this, for example, let me just play forward. Let's see if we get a. All right. So imagine this was a frame of in a manga. So nani o you no yo, and then the next, and then that's a frame. in the manga. That's a frame of the manga. That's a frame. You know, again, you could actually say, like, you can take these screenshots with the dialogue or the subtitles showing and paste together your own virtual manga if you want. So it's not that you can see it just, these are like, again, speech bubbles on the manga. They just happen to be, again, subtitle dialogues. Nothing complicated. Okay, so that said, let's get started. Because I have to go on travel a little bit later today. I won't be doing a broadcast tomorrow because I'll be on travel or whatnot, but it will be for a short time. Alright, so let's get this back to here. Okay. Take the audio down to 30, and let's get started. Tell you what, let me just read this real quick. 残酷な天使のように少年よ神話になれ。青い風が今胸のドを叩いても私だけをただ見つめて微笑んであるあなたそっと触れるもの求めること夢中で夢さえまだ知らない痛いけない瞳だけどいつか気づくでしょうその背中には遥か未来目指すための羽があること残酷な天使のです I'm trying not to sing it, I'm trying to say it, but it's kind of hard, you kind of want to sing it 窓辺からやげて飛び立つほっと走る熱いパトスで I don't know what パトスで In fact, let me see I think it's pathos. Pathos で思い出を裏切るなら裏切るこの空を抱いて輝く少年よ神話になれ Okay, anyway. That is not a good song for me to sing. The pitch is a little too high. Maybe if I keep the voice low. 思い出を裏切るなら Okay. Alright, here we go.
第二第三足の子か
足の子かSo I like how all the explosions are making new lakes.
これ以上増えないことを望むな昨日キール議長から計画遅延の文句が来たぞ
キール遅延 slowing down be delayed 計画
俺のとこに直接相当イラついてたな
相当イラついてたな
しまいにはお前の解任もほのめかしていたぞ
しまいにはお前の解任Relief of authority? Dismissal. Yeah, okay. 解任もほのめかしていた。ほのめ。それとこう幸せ。Yeah, it looks like it appears, right? ほのめかしていた。Stop that. Hint at, yeah, it appears, alludes. ほのめかしていたぞ。
アダムは順調だ。
Progress, right? Smooth.
エヴァ計画もダミープラグに着手している。ゼーレの老人は何が不満なんだ。肝心の人類保管計画が遅れてる。 全ての計画はリンクしている。問題はない。レイもか？まあいい。ところであの男はどうする？好きにさせておくさ。マルドゥック機関と同じだ。
機関、マルドック機関。Organizations。マルドック organization。マルドック機関と。
もうしばらくは役に立ってもらうか。
16年前、ここで何が始まったんだ。
嘘、lies and silence。信念。
私だ。
私だ。
あんたが。
シャノンバイオ、外資系のケミカル会社。
シャノンバイオ、シャノンバイオ、外資系、foreign import, let's see, foreign capital, 外資系、let's see, 外資系、ケミカル、外資系ケミカル会社。
9年前からここにあるが、9年前からこの姿のままだ。マルドゥック機関とつながる108の企業のうち106がダミーだったよ。
ここが107個目というわけか。
この会社の登記簿だ。
登記簿、registry、should be its registry, right? 登記簿だ。
取締役の欄を見ろったの。
取締役。取締役。取締役の欄の見る。Let's see. Yume Kato said, "Hey Nuke, sorry to interrupt, but how much reading and listening do you think is suitable per day?" Also, really as much as you want to. I would think like if you're doing active study, it should be like half, maybe keep half to the reading and listening as your study session, and then the other half being your study itself. Just because of, again, and don't do that like at the beginning. Do that like after you get around the 2,000, 4,000 word mark is when you start really need to introduce reading and listening to this native material, kind of like I'm doing it. And again, it's just, reason is before then, like once you get to 2,000, you're at roughly about 75% are known words. So you got the potential to comprehend what's going on 75% of the time. Potential doesn't mean you will. Get up to N3, now you're at the 90%. So again, it's just rough. This is a rough number. And it's just so you're not fighting as much. And yeah. But again, it will be up to you. I mean, right now my studying has been kind of going down, but I've been doing the reading a lot more. So that does balance out. But, preferably like the study and the reading is kept a little bit even, around that, when you're trying to get that goal to that 10,000 words. Then after that, maybe, you actually read even more than you're doing your studying. So maybe 2 to 1 or even 3 to 1. Just occasionally like you're adding like maybe 10 new words a day slowly, just based on stuff that you're learning. Again, it's just going to depend on you though. Either one's work, whatever it is, and also it's just like which is more fun by that point. But yeah, it just depends on where in that path that you are. All right, cool. Let's go on.
もう知っていたか。
知ってる名前ばかりだしな。マルドゥック機関エヴァンゲリオン操縦者選出のために設けられた。
エヴァンゲリオン操縦者選出。That means that like okay, so they're the nominee. 選出のために。 ける。設けられた。
人類保管委員会直属の諮問機関。
人類保管委員会直属の諮問機関。That's suggesting, advising counselors, advice, right? Consulted body, advisory committee. 諮問機関。
組織の実態は未だ不透明。
And by the way, this is where, again, you can kind of guess what the meaning of this word is. Shimon Kikan. Kikan obviously is a council of something. Shimon, that means you always ask for that kanji. I don't know that kanji as in how to pronounce it or anything. So I just learned now it's a she. But just saying, you consult with the person next to you, because I remember that kanji. And then that's a question, so it's a consulting question. So advisory. So advisory council. Shimon Kikan. And that's where you can see how fast you can quickly learn words. So I could take a word like that, throw it into Anki with that sentence, and I kind of already know Jinrei Hokan Iinkai. So that's just like the Human Development Project or Human Development Council. And Chokuru. Now this one I don't know, but that particular word. But Chokuzoku, under direct control. So Chokuzoku, because that's sort of like belong here or group of. You're in a group of. So direct group. Anyway, sorry to get distracted.
貴様の仕事はネルフの内偵だ。
貴様の仕事はネルフの内偵だ。Scouting reconnaissance. Let's look at that one real quick. Spy. Okay. Trying to think how Batman, Harry Potter, yeah. Okay. Anyway, 内定だ。
マルドゥックに顔を出すのはまずいぞ。
何事もね、自分の目で確かめないと気が済まないたちだから。
気が済まない。たちだ。
はい、火事です。ただいま外出しています。ご用の方はお名前とメッセージをどうぞ。
Let's see, Yumekato is saying, I'm at a good word level, I think, and I'm doing an hour of flashcards and about an hour of both reading and listening a day. Okay, thanks. And just, do you have a rough idea what your vocabulary count is? And that is a good way where you can kind of judge where in the process you should be. Because problem has been, like, a lot of people, I'm guilty of it myself, was pushing off reading, like, way too long. And some in the group, like, the all Japanese all the time crowd early on, not MIA as much anymore, but they were trying to put reading too fast. Like, so now, because everything's sentence mining, and you sentence mine through, you want to get through native resources. And there was that first step was like, structured resources are better at the beginning. And then get into the unstructured native material. Or even if you can do parts of each. Whereas now we got resources that can turn the native material into structured material. Through Morphman.
なんちゃってどうしたの？明日の日曜にさ、梶さんにどっか連れてってもらおうかなと思って電話したんだけども、ずっといないの。ここんとこいつかけても留守。ってことは明日暇なのね。残念ながらそういうこと。じゃあさ、ちょっと頼みがあるんだけど。は？実はさ。デート？ 児玉お姉ちゃんの友達なんだけど、どうしても紹介してくれって頼まれちゃってさ。お願い。
そう、水滴が落ちる。水滴。So drips? Yep, drops of water. 水滴が落ちる音。
真面目にやるんかい。
真面目にやるのは掃除でしょ。
ネクロシス。ネクロシス。ネクロシス。うん。ネクロシス。逆。リバーサル。科学グループ。グラフ。測定。
明日何着てく？ああ、結婚式ね。ピンクのスーツは清美ん時着たし。
清美時。That name or a thing? あ、ピンク清美時。
紺のドレスはコトコの時着たばっかだし。
So, pink, orange, or blue? She seems more like a blue. Kotokoの時。
オレンジのは最近着てないじゃない。あれね、あれはちょっち訳ありで。
ちょっち。
きついの？そうよ。はあ、帰りに新調するか。
新調。New mood. 新調。新調する。
出費がかさむな。
出費。出費がかさむな。かさむ。Yeah. That's different. Mount. I haven't seen that kanji in a while. Yeah, it has been a while since I saw that. Okay. Kasamuna.
こう立て続けだとご祝儀もバカにならないしね。
Let's see if that's a phrase. 立て続け。こう立て続けだってだと。What is that? That's a celebration, right? 祝儀。祝いの。Ceremony. Sword celebration. 祝儀の。
け、みそじ前だからってどいつもこいつも焦りやがって。
掃除。30歳。30? みそじ。That's a new word. 掃除前だからってどいつもこいつもどいつもこいつも、ね、焦り上げて。
お互い最後の一人にはなりたくないわね。3人とも上がっていいわよ。お疲れ様。ああ、テストばっかでつまんない。そういえば今日はまた一段と暗いわね。シンジ君、明日だからね。そうね、明日ね。明日
さんに会わなきゃならないんだ。何話せばいいと思う？
どうして私にそんなこと聞くの？
いつか綾波が父さんと楽しそうに話してるのを見たから。ねえ、父さんってどんな人？
わからない。
そう。
それが聞きたくて昼間から私の方を見てたの。
あ、掃除の時さ、今日の雑巾絞ってたろ？あれってなんかお母さんって感じがした。
お母さん。
なんかお母さんの絞り方って感じがする。案外綾波って主婦とかが似合ってたりして。
何を言うのよ。
ただいま
帰り。
もう寝なさいよ。明日デートなんじゃなかったの？
お、ゲート。
ゲート美しかったち。ゲート。
あ、そうだね。あれ貸してよ、ラベンダーの香水。
ダメ。
チェケチ。
子供のするものじゃないわ。シンジ君は部屋？
おもりっぱなしよ。父親に会うのが嫌みたい。
I mean, that's a box, but it's actually like a hat. It's like a hat. Basket. Okay, basket. Sure. It's like a casa as well. Komori barashi.
嫌なら嫌って言えばいいのに、日本人ってのはね。
嫌っていうわけでもないのよ。それが問題なのよね。
帰れ。よくやったな、シンジ。
シンジ君、開けるわよ。
怖いの？お父さんと二人で会うのが。逃げてばかりじゃダメよ。自分から一歩を踏み出さないと何も変わらないわ。
合ってるよ。
これからわかるのよ。最初の一歩だけじゃなく、その後に続けることも大切だってことが。とにかく明日は胸を張っていきなさい。お母さんにも会うんだから。じゃあおやすみ。
ねえ、明日の服買ったんでしょ？見せてよ。見たい？高かったんだから断欲センスよ。センスはっきりだから。カジさんの趣味に合わせて言わないっしょ。じゃあ行って
来ます。
新曲。Oh, yeah, okay. Wedding music. 結婚行進曲. Let's hear this one. 行進曲. March. Wedding march. Let's see if that's a wedding march. 結婚行進曲.
3つの袋というものを心に
その心というものを心に. I wonder if that's a phrase. 3つの袋というものを心に. It's probably a phrase, and I probably could look it up. see.
ではしばしご歓談のほど。
寒暖のほど。寒暖。Greeting word, celebratory words, pleasant talk. Okay, 寒暖。これ寒暖のほど。
来ないわね、りょうちゃん。あのバカが時間通りに来たことなんて一遍もないわよ。デートの時はでしょ。仕事は違ってたわよ。
いやー、お二人とも今日は一段とお美しい。時間までに仕事抜けらんなくてさ。
いつもプラプラ暇そうにしてるくせに。
プラプラ。いつもプラプラ。そうにしてるくせに。
どうでもいいけど、なんとかならないの、その武将ひげ。
どうでもいいけど、なんとかならないの、この不正。不正ひげ。unclean beard, right? Stubble, okay. 不祥ひげ。その不祥ひげ。
ほら、ネクタイ回ってる。
これはどうも。
夫婦みたいよ、あなたたち。
いいこと言うね、りっちゃん。
誰がこんなやつと。
3人ぶりだな、2人でここに来るのは。僕はあの時逃げ出して、その後は来てない。
3年ぶりだな、2人でここに来るのは。
僕はあの時逃げ出してその後は来てない。ここに母さんが眠ってるってピンとこないんだ。顔も覚えてないのに。
人は思い出を忘れることで生きていける。だが決して忘れてはならないこともある。ユイはそのかけがえのないものを教えてくれた。
かけがえ Her face かけがえのないユイはそのかけがえのないものを教えてくれた。
私はその確認をするためにここへ来ている。
写真とかないの？
残ってはいない。この墓もただの飾りだ。遺体はない。
先生の言ってた通り全部捨てちゃったんだね。
すべては心の中だ。今はそれでいい。時間だ。先に帰る。
That is a lot of graves.
父さん、今日は嬉しかった。父さんと話せて。
そうか。
チェロ。Oh, no, that's a... Evangelion. Those women longed for the touch of others' lips and thus invited their kisses. Interesting. Yeah, so compared to yesterday, this is a lot more. Yesterday, it took me an hour to get through the just one drama, and this one is like, I think maybe, not even that long. And I am pausing and looking, but talking a little bit. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, this is much smoother. So much smoother. And this is kind of like what I was saying about when you do the slice of life. You'll see stuff that's like daily, everyday things that are going to apply then if you ever, again, to normal dramas or events or situations that you may be running into. You're probably not going to be running into an alien invasion or in the middle of a futuristic battle, but you might have to go to a party, a wedding party. That could happen. You know, maybe have to visit a grave. You know, again, something like that can happen. The prepare for a date. You know, something like that can happen. So here you hear discussions like that, and then that can come up. Now that doesn't mean like you're going to be saying this stuff, but when you do hear it, you comprehend it. So that's the benefit there. That said, though, you know, look for, you know, it's the same thing. Like what you study is still better than what you don't study. So if you end up like, hey, and if you study stuff that's fun, you're more likely to do it than forcing yourself to study stuff that's not fun. That's going to be, you're going to find ways to not do that. So yeah, if you're having fun with, if this is like an anime, you really want to, like, there's a drama I really want to study, and I am going to study it, and that's like Tiger and Dragon. And I know it's going to be a very difficult drama to study because, you know, one, it covers Rakugo, which that in itself, and then that means that a lot of the vocabulary in there is going to be at a, you know, antiquated dialogue. But it's going to be it's a really good drama, and I look forward to studying it. Another drama may be later on, Gene, which again, it's going to be a difficult drama, but it's going to, you know, a lot of it's going to be medical. So I'm going to have a slight benefit there in that I have already done some readings on medical stuff, medical drama. So that's going to be to a benefit. But again, it'd be, but it's going to be set in the Edo period, which means there's going to be some languages and words and ways of talking that is going to be completely different than it's going to be applicable to modern life. But they're fun. So again, I'm going to look forward to that. And it's kind of cool that once I get out of this Harry Potter books and anime, then again I'll get back into dramas, and I'll also be including a regular book. What I have to decide on regular books is how much of them I'm going to do. Like, again, a book can take, you know, 3 times as long as a drama. You know, if it's a 600-page book, that's like doing 3 dramas. Just the amount of on the vocabulary, on the word count alone, or character count alone. So you got to be really careful on that. But you know, it should be interesting and fun because, you know, again, I need to be reading regular books. And I guess if I wanted to study for like some type of, you know, prepare to improve my comprehension, like do a comprehension test, like a JLPT or something equivalent, then yeah, I might probably be better off doing this with news broadcast. But then will be boring as hell. Now, I may later on, like, I should have done this earlier, but later on, like, probably after I get through this particular phase, then I'll include on my own time in the morning, do readings on try to do like a half hour or so of following the news, you know, because again, you go on Yahoo website, yahoo.co.jp, there is a ranking, and so here's the top news stories ranked, and then go there, and they happen to have, because they're video, but they happen to have transcripts, so you can watch the video, read the transcript, and go with that. Anyway, let me get back to this.
いけるじゃない。そんなの持ってたの。
5歳の時から始めてこの程度だからね。才能なんて別にないよ。
継続は力か。
継続力か。前から。うん。継続。
少し見直しちゃった。
先生に言われて始めたことだし。すぐやめてもよかったんだ。
じゃあなんで続けてたのよ。
誰もやめろって言わなかったから。
やっぱりね。
早かったんだね。夕飯食べてくるんだと思った。
退屈なんだもんあの子。だからさ、ジェットコースター待ってる間に帰ってきちゃった。
それはないと思うな。
ああ、まともな男は梶さんだけね。
今さら何言ってんだか。
Let's see, Nerv any original Japanese novels on the horizon? Yeah, I mean, I mean, there's what I'm reading on my own. I'll be probably finishing this book on this weekend. But yeah, I got a few books that on audible.co.jp. And the benefit of these books are they also happen to have related to a TV show that's available. So yeah, that's going to be really good. So what I could do is, yeah, I'd have to decide, like, probably not do books where I've done a drama, but like don't do. But again, my plan is again do a drama, do 200 pages of a novel, then do a drama, do another 200 pages of a novel, and 200 pages is roughly like the equivalent of a light novel anyway. So if it's a novel with 400 pages, I'll break it up into 2 parts. If it's 600 pages, I'll break it up into 3 parts. I probably won't do book bigger than that. I'll probably keep it a limit at the 600 pages, because that's kind of like the equivalent of being Harry Potter book 3 is 600 pages. So I'll keep it. I think I'll keep it at that level. And again, my main goal is the equivalent of 50 light novels or further. But again, part of this also I need to start doing with the study part. But yeah, just keep it fun. And later on, maybe I'll just do the first. Start gathering books and maybe do the first 200. Just depends on how I'm feeling. I think though it's probably better to finish up books. Anyway, let's carry on.
チュッチお手洗い。
Where are we at?
とか言って逃げんなよ。
とか言って。というか。So I think that's というか。とか言って逃げんなよ。
ヒールか。何年ぶりかな。3人で飲むなんて。
ミサト飲みすぎじゃない？なんだかはしゃいでるけど。
はしゃいでるけど。
浮かれる自分を抑えようとしてまた飲んでる。
浮かれる自分また飲んでる。
今日は逆か。
やっぱり一緒に暮らしてた人の言葉は重みが違うわね。
暮らしてたって言っても桂木がヒールとか履く前のことだからな。
学生時代には想像できなかったわよね。
俺もガキだったし、あれは暮らしっていうより共同生活だな。ままごとだ。現実は甘くないさ。
Mama Gota is like that should be like playing at home or playing how Mama Goto, yeah, playing at housekeeping.
そうだ、これ猫の土産。
あら、ありがとう。豆ね。
女性にはね。仕事はズボラさ。
ズボラ means to skip out of work, right? Okay. 仕事はズボラ。
どうだか。ミサトには？
一度敗戦してる。負ける戦はしない主義だ。
一度。Failure? 一度。So draw, defeat. Okay. 敗戦してる。負ける。
賞賛はあると思うけど。
ちゃんは？
自分の話はしない主義なの。面白くないもの。
遅いな、桂木。化粧でも直してんのか？
京都何しに行ってきたの？
あれ、松代だよ、その土産。
とぼけても無駄。あまり深追いするとやけどするわよ。
とぼけて。していながら知らない。Let's slip. Play down feigning or slowly. とばけてても無駄。あんまり深追いする。あんまり深追いする。やけど。どうなるわよ。
これは友人としての忠告。
A lot of weak points in friendship. Oh, warning. 忠告。友人としての忠告。
紳士に聞いとくよ。
紳士。聞いとくよ。
どうせやけどするなら君との火遊びがいいね。
買ってきましょうか。
あ、おかえり。
変わんないわね、その軽いとこ。
変わってるさ。生きるってことは変わるってことさ。
ホメオスタシスとトランジスタシスね。
ホメオスタンス。ホメオステーシス。ホメオスタンス。ホメオスタシス。トランズ。トランステーシス。スタシス。スタシス。
何それ。今を維持しようとする力と変えようとする力。
維持。今を維持しようとする力と変えようとする力。
その矛盾する2つの性質を一緒に共有しているのが生き物なのよ。
It's a guarding, right? Contradiction. 矛盾。その矛盾する2つの
男と女だな。
そろそろおいとまするわ。仕事も残ってるし。
Stop that. おいとま。そろそろおいとまするわ。
そう？うん。
残念だな。
じゃあね。
うん。
しんちゃん、私今カジ君と飲んでんの。3次会でね。
はいはい、じゃあ。
美里？
うん、遅くなるから先に寝ててって。
朝帰りってことじゃないでしょうね。
まさかカジさんも一緒なのに。
あんたバカ？だからでしょ。
Like, so Nijikai is like the after party. So I guess Sanjikai is like the after party. So there you go.
いい年して戻すなよ。
いい年。
悪かったわね。いい年で。
年はお互い様か。
そうよ。
桂木がヒール履いてんだからな。時の流れを感じるよ。
不祥髭、そんなさい。
そんなさいよ。
へえ。
あと歩く。ありがとう。
うん。
カジ君、私変わったかな。
綺麗になった。
ごめんね。あの時一方的に別れ話して他に好きな人ができたって言ったのは。あれ嘘。バレてた？
いや、
気づいたのよ。カジ君は私の父に似てる。自分が男に父親の姿を求めてたって、それに気づいた時怖かった。どうしようもなく怖かった。カジ君と一緒にいることも自分が女だということも何もかもが怖かったわ。父を憎んでいた私が父によく似た人を好きになる。全てを吹っ切るつもりでネルフを選んだけれど、 でもそれも父のいた組織。結局使徒に復讐することでみんなごまかしてきたんだわ。
復讐、復讐することでみんなごまし、
桂木が自分で選んだことだ。俺に謝ることはないよ。
違うのよ、選んだわけじゃないの。ただ逃げてただけ。父親という呪縛から逃げ出しただけ。
pledge vow 呪縛、父という呪縛から逃げ出しただけ。
シンジ君と同じだわ。臆病者なのよ。
Whoa, let's see. 臆病者、臆病者、虚無微病、臆病者な。
ごめんね、ほんと。酒の勢いで今さらこんな話。
もういい。
子供なのね。シンジ君に何も言う資格ない。
もういい。
その上こうやって都合のいい時だけ男にすがろうとするずる。
すがろうとする
女なのよ。あの時だってカジ君を利用してただけかもしれない。やんなるわ。
もういい、やめろ。
自分に絶望するわよ。
絶望する。
ねえシンジ、キスしようか。
何？
キスよ、キス。したことないでしょ。
うん。
じゃあしよう。
どうして？
退屈だからよ。
退屈だからって。
お母さんの命日に女の子とキスするの嫌？
お母さんの
天国から見てるかもしれないからって。
別に。
それとも怖い？
天国から見てるかもしれないからって。別にそれとも怖い？
怖かないよ。キスくらい。
怖くないよ。
は、磨いてるわよね。じゃあ行くわよ。鼻息がこそばゆいから息しないで。
こそばゆい。はい。くすぐれた。Okay, so ticklish? くすぐられた。ムズムズとした感じ。ticklish。こそばゆいから息しないで。That's like that is the most awkward, one of the more awkward kisses you can probably see. Is he turning red? Oh, he's turning blue. I don't know. To be fair, though, you know, I haven't been that age in like 30 years or more. Yeah, so yeah, maybe I. Let's see. I don't think I would have been that awkward at kissing. I don't think. That's it. I mean, you know, but then again, you see on Japanese dramas, and I don't know, it's probably on other dramas as well. It's like if you see the kissing, it's almost like their lips just touch. That's it. There's like almost no movement. It's just the lips are pressed together. That's it, and then that's the kissing. It's almost like French kissing. Just the mouths are open. Nothing's happening other than the mouths are open. It just, I don't know. It's kind of creepy. Oh. うがいする音。うがいする。
やっぱ暇つぶしにやるもんじゃないわ。
ほら、着いたぞ。しっかりしろ。
カジさん。
カジさん。
じゃあ、俺は帰るから。
Wiki? Wiki? Let's see. Neiki. Misato no Neiki.
カジさんも泊まっていけば？
この格好で出勤したら笑われちゃうよ。
大丈夫よ。ねえ、カジさんってば。
またな。
ラベンダーの香りがする。
すまないが。
Well, yeah, I think she's reading too much into. Obviously, we saw him making out, but let's face it, he was carrying her home, like holding her up, carrying her home. So you're gonna get the smell of someone else's perfume on you. Anyway.
二人とも葛城のこと頼んだぞ。
はい。
じゃあおやすみ。
おやすみなさい。
どうしたの？元気ないね。
あんた中とキスしたからよ。
では続いて女子綾波。お、綾波は今日も休みか？
大信頼しかし説勝負セントラルドグマ Central Dogma Central Dogma I think that's like a control center. They're calling that the control center. Oh, that's creepy. Same place, Chika, 2008 meters. Terminal, Dogma.
Ah. 二日酔いの調子はどうだ？
おかげでやっと冷めたわ。
そら。あ、よかった。
これがあなたの本当の仕事？それともアルバイトかしら？
どっちかな。
特務機関ネルフ特殊監査部所属梶良二。
特務機関ネルフ特務スペシャルオーガニゼーション特務Special Services Secret Military Agency 特務機関ネルフ特殊監査部所属 There should be membership 所属梶良二
同時に日本政府内務省調査部所属梶良二でもあるわけね。
日本政府 内務省 let's see 日本政府内務省調査文所属調査文所属家事領事
バレバレか。
ネルフを甘く見ないで。
碇司令の命令か。
私の独断よ。これ以上バイトを続けると死ぬわ。
碇司令は俺を利用してる。まだいけるさ。だけど桂木に隠し事をしてたのは謝るよ。
昨日のお礼にチャラにするわ。
それはどう思う？
チャラにする。
ただ司令やりっちゃんも君に隠し事をしてる。
司令やりちゃんも
それがこれさ。
これはエヴァ。いえ、まさか。
そう。
They're like, that's creepy. They crucified it.
セカンドインパクトからその全ての要であり、
全ての要。Pivot. Cause. 要。全ての要であり。
始まりでもある。
That's creepy.
アダムだ。
アダム。
アダム、あの第一使徒がここに。確かにネルフは私が考えているほど甘くないわね。
Alright, cool.
増長したシンジは
増長growing? Maturing? 上長したシンジは
ディラックの海に取り込まれてしまう。
リラックの海に取り込まれてしまう。
残されたわずかな時間が。
残されたわずかに。わずか。残されたわずかな。
彼に絶望を教える。
彼に絶望を教える。
次回死に至る病。
病。死に至る病。死に至る病。
そしてこの次もサービス。
All right. Let's see. What is the time right now? So that's about an hour or so. Okay. That's not too bad. That was okay. Like I said, if dramas are like that, or if whatever, if the anime that I'm watching is like that, it goes over a lot smoother. You can get through it you get through it a lot faster. You're paying more attention to the dialogue, and you're not fighting the vocabulary like I was yesterday or the day before that. Yeah, the last few days I just like I could only do like one episode. This one I feel like I can definitely do 2 episodes, and it could be fun. Now I do notice something. Now my reading, because you notice like if I look up the vocabulary. Sometimes I'm looking over the Japanese definition, sometimes I'm not. But when I'm looking over the Japanese definition, that is also reading Japanese. I can't do a word count on that. I mean, there's no way on that. So this is kind of it gives me maybe a false sense of how fast I'm of reading speed. If again, if I'm only looking at the word count of the anime and not paying attention, you know, and not taking into account that, hey, you know, there's also the time I spend reading the Japanese definitions counts toward that. Now, a lot of the time though, I'm not reading the definitions that long. I'm, you know, scroll down real quick and look up the English definition or translation. I don't like calling it an English definition because it's, you know, definition is very specific. These are more translations of the words, which means because you already know what that word means in English, it's assuming you already know the definition, so that's okay. They don't have to didn't tell you what you know dogma is. You know, it's like if you look up dogma, it says, oh yeah, this is dogma. So it's like, yeah, dogma. It's like, okay, cool. So kind of, yeah, cool. Let me take a break real quick. Turn up the volume. I'll be right back.
そしてもう春分の日ですから日差しが強いので晴れるとやっぱり気温が上がりますね。東京は今日は20度、来日も17度から19度ぐらいまで上がります。花粉が多くてと思います。今日ちょっと反応してますね。そうですよね。はい。そして明日も南に高気圧が来たかなり南風が今度は吹いてきます。で日曜日も同じように南風が吹き続けて気温が高いんですが、日曜日はですね西から低気圧や前線が近づいてきて天気が下り坂です。明日はですね、今日は北風なんですが、明日は南風が吹いて晴れます。ということで、明日も気温が高くなりまして、東京の最高気温は21度、前橋や熊谷は22度ですから、4月の終わりと5月の初めぐらいの気温になりますね。そしてその後週間日曜日も晴れて最高気温20度ですが、日曜日の夜からちょっと雲が広がってきますけれども、ただ月曜日にはまだ天気は回復します。はい、この高い状態が続きますね。本当ですね。そうですね。本当でした。お前俺の飼い主ならば俺の体俺より管理しろ。家の外に出してはいけない。飼えない数を飼ってはいけないにゃん。ただ濃いお茶を作るだけなら簡単だ。濃くても旨味がある。それが一番難しい。抹茶の旨味を急須の技で引き出す。濃い旨味か。あやたかから濃い緑茶。3月は節約のチャンス。スーパーでもクリーニングでもこの発のお店で家計が助かる。家計が助かる。ピザーラ今度のピザは食べる前に3秒我慢してほしい。だって炭火焼きは匂いまでうまいから。3、2、1。炭火焼きビーフの6割クォーター見つけた。レンタカーでドライブを楽しむには全国のレンタカーを比較してお得に予約。なんと最大1万円オフクーポンまで。海鮮丼うまかったね。レンタカー予約はじゃらんレンタカーリクルート。この国にはとてつもなくうまいポテトチップスがいっぱい。買うほどうまい。日本には堅揚げポテトが3月20日金曜日金曜日の時間です。今日もよろしくお願いします。金曜日のお客様です。三田寛子さんです。よろしくお願いします。羽田さんです。よろしくお願いします。今日は3月の20日春分の日ですね。今例年と違って大変な春になってしまいました。羽田さんの周りでどうですか。なんかいろいろ。
Yeah, drinking water and soda. So there you go.
地下鉄でなんか殴られちゃったらしくて。どうしたでしょうね。アジア人っていうのは出回りが助けてくれて大変だった。
I don't know, maybe it's not good to drink water out of a sake bottle. You might look like a complete drunk. Who cares? Trust me, if that were a sake, though, you wouldn't want to just drink it straight like that. It just ruins the fun. It's always good to drink slowly out of a small cup, not straight from a bottle like that, personally. Personal opinion. I'm sure there are people drinking straight from the bottle. But if you go into that level, I don't know. You know, it's like drinking. You know, it's like drinking wine from a bottle. You can do it. It just, this doesn't look good.
3月20日金曜日なんですが、関西 染拡大が広がってるんですけど、とにかくですね、ヨーロッパがもう大変だからこれですね。
All right. I tell you what. Let me close the windows too. Get a little too nippy.
そうですね。ベースとしてやっぱり日本人の方が多分清潔関連が高いんで、飲食店にも勝利があって、ヨーロッパっていうのはちょっとそういうところがですからね、やっぱ広がりやすいっていうのがあるんですよ。いやでも三田さん、今まではその中国だけを気にしてればよかったのに、今度はヨーロッパも東南アジア、アメリカもってなってくると危ないですよ。
いやもうとにかく日本もすごいことなかったイタリアとかそれこそもうお気の毒に看護系の数が間に合わないとかもそういう具体的なニュースをイタリアのお友達からメールでいただくともう胸が痛いですね。
昨日は専門家会議が行われました。
Okay. TV's down. Earphones in. Let's bring up the new episode. Number In Sickness Unto Death. Okay. Okay, I think that is good. All right. Alright, so this is episode 16. I'll be, let's see, we're at hour 13, so hopefully by about the 2 hour mark be done, and yeah, and that'll be it for today. And we're definitely well past the halfway point. And again, for episodes 25, 26, the last 2 episodes, I'm going to skip those, instead do the movie, the end of Evangelion. My understanding is it's preferred to do the movie in place of the episodes, just because the movie's meant to do how the series was supposed to end. That's my understanding, so I'm going to go off that idea. Again, after this one, I'm going to be doing the second half of Harry Potter Book 2, finishing that up, and then moving on to a few other anime, as well as Harry Potter Book 3. Once I'm done with those anime and that book, I'll be moving back into dramas and regular Japanese novels, but again, with audiobooks. And try to go from there. I'll decide like what'll be the first book. I'm thinking though, right now it seems like Konbini Ningin, so it might be that, because it was like, that was a book that people were reading in the book club area of the Discord, so that might be one of the first books I'll try out, and I'll take requests. It's got to be preferably a book where there's a digital format, there's a digital source of it somewhere on the internet, let's say through a certain daily Japanese thread of stuff, and then but also then the audio could be from audible.co.jp. So yeah, as long as there's an audiobook for it, I can purchase the audiobook and then read along. That's the main idea, that's the main goal. Alright, cool. So with that, let's get back to it. Okay, last one was easy. I get the feeling this is not going to be as easy. Nice breakfast.
あれ、しんちゃんお出汁変わった？
お出汁？Oh, okay.
かつおだし。
かつおだし。I don't know what that is. かつおだし。
律子さんのお土産。
律子。
そうやってすぐ謝って。本当に悪い うん。シンジってなんだか条件反射的に謝ってるように見えんのよね。
条件反射。条件反射。条件反射的に謝ってるように。
人に叱られないようにさ。
ごめん。
ほら、内罰的すぎるのよ。
内罰的。
根本的に。
根本的に。
まあまあ、それもしんちゃんの生き方なんだから。
彼の生き方を容認するなんて甘い。最近ミサト、シンジに甘すぎるんじゃない？
容認を容認するなんて甘い。
そう？カジさんとよりが戻ったからって他人に幸せを押し付けないでよね。
幸せ押し付け。他人に幸せを押し付けない。
カジなんかとは何でもないわよ。
よう、カツアギ、酒のうまい店見つけたんだ。今晩どう？じゃあ。
どうせ私は不潔な大人の付き合いなんてしたことないわよ。何さ、保護しゃぶったりしてさ、偽善的。
保護しゃぶったりしてさ、偽善、unfortunate, unfavorable. 偽善者。God damn it, I should have remembered that. 偽善者。偽善的 hypocrite。偽善者。偽善的。
ヘドが出るわ。
ヘドが出る。Let's see if that's a phrase. ヘドが出るわ。石に通る。お雪をそして。
新潟ハーモニクステスト問題なし。
振動調整数値をすべてクリア。
振動調整数値すべてクリア。
ミサトさん、なんだか疲れてません？
いろいろとね、プライベートで。カジ君、うるさいわね。どう？サードチルドレンの調子は。見てくださいよ。どれどれ。
シンクロパターン。OK。見てください。
おお、これが自信につながればいいんだけどね。
聞こえる？シンジ君。
ミサトさん、今のテストの結果どうでした？
はい、You are number one。
参っちゃったわよね。あっさり抜かれちゃったじゃない。ここまで簡単にやられると正直ちょっと悔しいわよね。すごい、素晴らしい、強すぎる。無敵のシンジ様、これで私たちも楽できるってもんじゃないの。ねえ、まあね、私たちもせいぜい置いてけぼり食わないように頑張らなきゃ。
せいぜいけぼり、置いてけぼり、置いてけぼり、けぼり。
さよなら。
聖書可能性。聖書可能性。
次は聖書可能性。古本中古ソフトの店バッシャール前。
古本中古ソフト。バシャール前。
よし。
警告な。警告音。Interesting.
地区の住民避難あと5分かかります。
西側の市民避難。
目標はミサト進行中。2.5キロ。
目標は微速進入。微速進行中。微速進行中。
遅いわよ。ごめん。どうなってんの？富士の電波観測所は？
電波観測所。電波観測所。電波観測所は
探知してません。直上にいきなり現れました。
探知。That's a searching. Detection. 探知してません。
パターンオレンジ。AT フィールド反応なし。
どういうこと？新種の使徒。
新種の
マギは判断を保留しています。
マギは判断を保留している。
こんな時に碇司令はいないのよね。
I like that sound. That's kind of a weird, uncomfortable sound. I like that.
みんな聞こえる？
目標のデータは送った通り。
今はそれだけしかわからないわ。慎重に接近して反応を伺い。
慎重に接近して反応を伺い。
可能であれば市街地上空外への誘導も行う。
可能であれば市街地上空外へ誘導。Directions, right? Guidance. 誘導を行う。
先行する一機を残りが援護。よろしく。
先行する一機。援護。今のクリア。援護。よし。
はーい先生、先方はシンジ君がいいと思います。
先方。バンカー。先方。先方はシンジ君。
はあ？そりゃもうこういうのは成績優秀勇猛果敢。
成績優秀勇猛。成績優勝。 成績優勝。勇猛果敢。勇猛。bravery。trip dominance。勇猛。果敢。勇猛果敢。
シンクロ率ナンバーワンの殿方の仕事でしょ。
殿方の仕事でしょ。殿方。That's new word。殿方。殿方の仕事でしょ。
それともしんちゃん自信ないのかな。
いけるよ。お手本見せてやるよ、アスカ。
なんでって。
お手本。手本。
ちょっとあなたたち。
言ったでしょ、ミサトさん。ユーはナンバーワン。
いやあれは
戦いは男の仕事。
時代的。見事バックアップ。
Sorry。
バックアップに回ります。
あの子たち勝手に。シンジ君ずいぶん立派になったじゃない。ダメよ、帰ったら叱っておかなきゃ。あなたいい保護さんになれるわよ。
No, it's protective mother, but let me make sure. Acting like a protective mother. Nurse. Okay. Hobo. Nurse. Okay. Caretaker. いい保護さんになるわよ。綾瀬綾波。Usually you have the gun pointed in the direction you're looking, though. You don't have it away from you. I guess if they're doing pose, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's the way you always thought. You always want to have the gun pointed where you're looking. That's just all there is to it. Even if you're reloading, again, you have the gun pointed downrange. Even when you're reloading, just so that again, you're not having to then put into the back on the target. This is, I don't know. It's just a training thing, but.
綾波、アスカ、そっちの配置はどう？
まだよ。そんなに早く移動できるわけないでしょ。
Interesting.
まだか。こっちで足止めだけでもしておく。
足止めだっけ。Let's see if that's a phrase. Stop them in their steps. 足止めだっけ。
消えた。何？
パターン青、使徒発見、初号機の直下です。
I don't know. 使徒発見。うん。直下。直下。直下です。
影が。なんだよこれ。おかしいよ。
シンジ君逃げて。シンジ君。イカリ君。バカ、何やってんだよ。
ミサトさん、どうなってるんですか。ミサトさん、アスカ、アナミ、エンド。ミサトさん、聞こえてます。
フラグ射出、信号送って。ダメです。反応ありません。
ミサトさん、ミサトさん。
シンジ君。アスカ、レイ、初号機を救出。急いで。あのバカ、模試だけ満点取ったってしょうがないじゃない。
模試だっけ。Just a test だっけ。運撃音。銃撃音。
また消えた。
アスカ気をつけて。
影。
Interesting. 代するわ。Wait a minute, make sure. Is that replace or retreat? 交代 retreat, okay. 交代する。
命令よ、下がりなさい。桂木さんさ、辛いでしょうね。アンビリカルケーブルを引き上げてみたら先はなくなっていたそうよ。それじゃあ内蔵電源に残された量はわずかだけど、
わずかだけど、わずかだ。
シンジ君が闇雲にエヴァを動かさず。
闇雲。シンジ君は闇雲。
生命維持モードで耐えることができれば。
生命維持 support nourishing support life support 生命維持 so that should be life support 生命維持モードで耐えることができれば
16時間は生きていられるわ。
第二戦車状態配置完了。
現在地のまま待機。
サブレーザー回線開きます。情報送れ。確認。
サブレーザー回線
新回線で発進。
国連軍の包囲完了しました。
国連軍 says unite UN forces surrounding it encirclement 国連軍の包囲完了しました。
影は動いてません。直径600メートルを超えたところで停止したままです。
直径 diameter 超えたところで。
でも地上部隊なんて役に立つんですか？
地上部隊なんて役に立つなんですか？
プレッシャーかけてるつもりなのよ、私たちに。
やれやれだわ。独断専行作戦無視。まったく自業自得もいいとこね。
独断専行individual 独断専行自分だけの考え専行 thinking of oneself arbitrary decision acting arbitrarily 独断です。独断専行作戦無視自業自得 This is a good phrase to know 自業自得もいいとかね。
昨日のテストでちょっといい結果が出たからってお手本を見せてやる。
手本見せて。
ははとんだお調子者だわ。何よ、シンジの悪口を言われるのがそんなに不愉快？
upset 楽しくないこと。不愉快。そんなに不愉快？
あなたは人に褒められるためにエヴァに乗ってるの？
違うわ、他人じゃない。自分で自分を褒めてあげたいからよ。
やめなさい、あなたたち。
I wanted something real quick. No.
そうよ、確かに独断専行だわ。
膨らん先行だわ。
から帰ってきたら叱ってあげなくちゃ。
Splitting of the breast. Okay. Actually, yeah, the beginning of this part actually went by pretty smoothly. Yeah, again, because there's an angel attack like almost every other episode. You definitely are getting used to the repeating phrases. About. Well, I mean, I can't really think of the words as they come out, but when you see them, it's like, okay, you know what they're talking about. You hear helicopter sound, alarm blaring, the yokai, all the various things that are being set up, the diameter, the distance, the speed. These are just certain phrases that are just again just happen to just spit out, and again just like you get used to it. So it's a challenge at first, but then that part becomes easier. So same thing happens when you start off any book. The beginning of a book. Or TV show, if you do these let's reads like I'm doing, or actually you just do reading anyway, the beginning parts are always going to be the most difficult because they're trying to set up the set up the situation world. So once you get familiar with that, then you get into the story proper. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things, like if you remember Harry Potter, I mean, it took you're almost halfway through the book before they even got to Hogwarts. When you think about it, or a third of the way through the book before you even got into Hogwarts. What was the other one? That's what you can actually find with certain shows. Like, I mean, especially if you find out they're good. It's like sometimes they have a slow build at the beginning because they want to make sure that this is established. They want to establish things, these characters and situations, so that it feels grounded as the story develops. And again, that just makes things easier as you go through it. And by the way, as far as this story goes, like again, I kind of like how this one is like I said, they're getting a little creepier and creepier with the angels. I mean, like you have the one up in orbiting space. You have the one that now is like a microscopic, nano, nano machines or whatnot, or just bio machines that was invading and hacking into the computers. Now this one is like a four-dimensional shadow or something, since it seems like the shadow is the monster, not the thing that was floating in the sky. Jigoji Toku. Yeah. Yeah, that's you will find that out. Like your brain's pretty good about skipping over stuff it doesn't realize it. I mean, skipping over stuff it doesn't know, especially if you're doing listening or audio only, or watching TV shows. It just, you skip over it. Whereas with this reading, you're kind of noticing, you're probably better at noticing stuff you don't know. But once you've learned it, then you start noticing it all over the place. Yeah, but Jigo Jitoku is kind of like Sama Miro da. You get what you deserve. Or also it's like sort of similar. The Sama Miro da. What's there some other way? Keta ga chigao, like it's a whole other, it's completely whole different situation. You get some of these phrases that it's like, okay, cool, yeah, so these are actually good phrases to keep in your repertoire because it's very common. So be willing to feel free to use. Like there's probably it works in a number of situations. Careful about hearing a phrase and but if you don't hear it anywhere else, then be very careful on those, because maybe it was only applicable to a very, very specific situation. You don't want to just use that any time. Anyway, sorry, let's get back into it. We're almost done here. Okay.
眠ることがこんなに疲れるなんて思わなかったな。やっぱり真っ白か。レーダーやソナーは帰ってこない。空間が広すぎるんだ。生 イメージモードに切り替えてから12時間。僕の命もあと 4,5 時間か。お腹空いたな。
じゃああの影の部分が使徒の本体なわけ？
そう、直径680メートル、厚さ約3ナノメートルのね。
3ナノメートル。ナノメートル。
その極薄の空間を内向きの AT フィールドで支え、
極薄、その極薄の空間を内向きの AT フィールドで。
内部はディラックの海と呼ばれる虚数空間。
ディラック、Direct Matrix, whatever the heck that's supposed to be. Okay, 内部はディラックの海と、ディラックの海。So, I would have to look that up. It's a void. Kyosu. That's a void, right? Kyosu. Nothingness? Imaginary number. Okay. Kyosu.
多分別の宇宙につながってるんじゃないかしら。
あの球体は？
本体の虚数回路が閉じれば消えてしまう。
It's from another dimension. Betsu no uchu. Tsunagatte. Been drawn to another dimension. Kyutai, that's the globe or sphere. Kyutai wa? Kyosu kaisen. Kyosu. 閉じれば消えてしまう。
空の物体こそ影に過ぎないわ。
影に過ぎない。
初号機を取り込んだ黒い影が目標か。
そんなのどうしようもないじゃん。
水が濁ってきてる。
濁る。OK。決断。決断や本気に。Coming dark? Black? Thick? Unfresh. Oh, it stops recirculating. Muddy, cloudy. Okay. Nigoってきてる。
浄化能力が落ちてきてるんだ。
浄化能力。浄化能力。
血の匂いだ。
なんでロックが外れないんだよ。開けて、僕から出して。美里さんどうなってるんだよ。美里さん、あすか、綾波、みつこさん。
すすり泣き。すすり泣き。
お願い、誰か助けて。
エヴァーの強制サルベージ？
現在。
強制。 salvage, 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 yeah, salvage. 強制サルベージ
可能と思われる唯一の方法よ。992個現存するすべての N2 爆弾を中心部に投下。
爆弾 N2 爆弾よ中心部投下。Drop. Bombard. Drawing drop down, airdrop, air bomb.
タイミングを合わせて残存するエヴァ2体の AT フィールドを使い
残存するエヴァ
使徒の虚数回路に1000分の1秒だけ干渉するわ。
虚数回線回路強制回路回路強制干渉干渉するわ。
その瞬間に爆発エネルギーを集中させて使徒を形成するディラックの海ごと破壊する。で
形成形成 change shape 形成 shaping 使徒の形成するディラックごと that's destroyed 破壊。
でもそれじゃあエヴァーの機体がシンジ君がどうなるか救出作戦とは言えないわ。
作戦は初号機の機体回収を最優先とします。たとえボディが大破しても構わないわ。
大破あとはボディが大破しても。
ちょっと待って。
この際パイロットの生死は問いません。生死
life or living or 生きていること死ぬこと生死は問えません。
シンジ君を失うのはあなたのミスなのよ。それ忘れないで。
碇司令やあなたがそこまで初号機にこだわる理由は何？エヴァって何なの？
あなたに渡した資料が全てよ。
嘘ね。
Information data
ミサト、私を信じて。この作戦についての一切の指揮を私が取ります。
取る。Too many definitions there. A lot of definitions. Interesting. あります。
関空にも便を回すわ。
関空。関西空港。OK。にも便を。
航空管制と空自の戦略輸送団に連絡を。
管制航空管制と空自 interesting 自衛隊空港自衛隊、okay、空港自衛隊航空管制と空自戦略 sendaku, yuso. That's export. No, transport. Yuso. Sendaku yuso dan ni.
セカンドインパクト保管計画。アダム、まだ私の知らない秘密があるんだ。
That's a kind of that looks weird.
誰？
踏切、警報機、警報機、警報機、踏切警報機。
誰？
誰？
碇シンジ。それは僕だ。僕は君だよ。人は自分の中にもう一人の自分を持っている。自分というのは常に二人でできているものさ。二人？実際に見られる自分とそれを見つめている自分だよ。碇シンジという人物だって何人もいるんだ、君の心の中にいるもう一人の碇シンジ、桂木美里の心の中にいる碇シンジ、宗龍飛鳥の中のシンジ、綾波レイの中のシンジ、
宗龍飛鳥の中のシンジ、綾波レイの中のシンジ、
碇玄道の中のシンジ。みんなそれぞれ違う碇シンジだけど、どれも本物の碇シンジさ。君はその他人の中の碇シンジが怖いんだ。他人に嫌われるのが怖いんだよ。自分が傷つくのが怖いんだよ。悪いのは誰だ？悪いのは父さんだ。僕を捨てた父さんだ。
僕を捨てた父さんだ。
悪いのは自分だ。
そうやってすぐに自分が悪いと思い込む、それが内罰的だっていうのよ。
内罰的な punitive 内罰的、それが内罰的。
何もできない自分なんだ。
何もできないと思っている自分でしょ。お父さんのこと信じられないの？
嫌いだと思う。でも今はわからない。
よくやったな、シンジ。
父さんが僕の名前を呼んだんだ。あの父さんに褒められたんだよ。その喜びを反芻してこれ
反芻して、その喜びを反芻して
から生きていくんだ。この言葉を信じたらこれからも生きていけるさ。自分を騙し続けて。
騙し続けてGonna continue deluding yourself?
みんなそうだよ。誰だってそうやって生きてるんだ。
そうだよ、誰だってそう。
自分はこれでいいんだと思い続けて。でなければ生きていけないよ。僕が生きていくにはこの世界には辛いことが多すぎるんだ。例えば泳げないこと。
泳げない Not able to swim. 例えば泳げないこと。
人は浮くようにはできてないんだよ。自己欺瞞だね。
自己欺。Oh, self-pride. 欺瞞。自己欺瞞。自己欺瞞だね。
飛び方なんか関係ないさ。嫌なことには目をつぶり耳を塞いできたんじゃないか。
あいつの妹、この間の騒ぎで。
人のことなんて関係ないでしょ。
帰れ。
やだ、聞きたくない。ほら、また逃げてる。楽しいことだけを数珠のように紡いで生きていられるはずがない。
数珠。Pearl necklace, rosaries, beads. 楽しいことだけを スモーク。スムイで。
ないんだよ。特に僕はね。楽しいこと見つけたんだ。楽しいこと見つけて、そればっかりやってて、何が悪いんだよ。
エントリープラグの予備電源、理論値ではそろそろ限界です。
プラグスーツの生命維持システムも危険域に入ります。
生命維持、生命維持。危険域、危険域、危険域。
12分予定を早めましょう。シンジ君が生きている可能性がまだあるうちに。
父さん、僕はいらない子供なの。
自分から逃げ出したくせに。
そうだ、この男は自分の妻を殺した疑いがある。
殺した疑い？疑いが
自分の妻を。
オーケー。
殺したんだ。
違う、母さん笑ってた。
あなたは人に褒められる立派なことをしたのよ。
シンジ、逃げてはいかん。
頑張ってね。
ここは嫌だ。一人はもう嫌だ。保温も酸素の循環も切れてる。
保温も酸素循環保温も酸素の循環を入れている。
寒い。ダメだ。スーツも限界だ。ここまでか。もう疲れた。他も。
It's about 30 seconds of no audio or no dialogue. So I guess this is where it gets metaphysical. Since he's apparently in a different dimension, talking to himself, which I assume is the angel talking to him. And that's his mom, huh?
お母さん。
That wasn't creepy. Yui.
もういいの？そう、よかったわね。
戦闘機の飛行音。Let me see something. 戦闘機。Fighter jet. Really? 戦闘機の。
エヴァ領機作戦位置。
Go on. Warning sound.
メーターは振り切られています。
まだ何もしていないのに。
まさかシンジ君が。
ありえないわ。初号機のエネルギーがゼロなのよ。なんてものをコピーしたの。私たちはエヴァンがただの第一使徒のコピーなんかじゃないのはわかる。でもネルフは使徒を全て倒した後、エヴァをどうするつもりなの？
Yeah, that was creepy. In a cool way.
シンジ君、シンジ君、シンジ君、シンジ君、大丈夫？シンジ君。
ただ会いたかったんだ。もう一度。
叱るんじゃなかったの？
Jesus Christ, that character is hard to like. I was like, she just. Oh God. Okay. I mean, it was kind of funny. Like, it was an emotional moment, and this character just completely ruins it. I mean, kind of cool. That's apparently what that character is there for. Kind of like the Penguin, just completely out of place. Doesn't really help with the story all that much. Okay. Hosui. So that's a fire hose, right? A discharge water. Okay. Hosui. Hosui sareru oto.
私は今日ほどこのエヴァが怖いと思ったことはありません。本当にエヴァは味方なのでしょうか。私たちは憎まれているのかもしれません。
憎まれているのかもしれません。
桂木さん、何か感づいているかもしれません。
感づいてるかもしれません。
そうか、今はいい。
レイやシンジ君がエヴァの秘密を知ったら許してもらえないでしょうね。
許してもらえないでしょ
今日は寝ていて。あとは私たちで処理するわ。
でももう大丈夫だよ。
そう、よかったわね。
取れないや、血の匂い。
アメリカで建造中だったエヴァ4号機が
Okay. Eva number 4.
ネルフ第二支部ごと消滅する。
第2支部ごと消滅する。
この事件が新たなエヴァパイロットを選出させる。
選出させる。
次回4人目の的確者。
4人目の的確者。的確者。4人目の fourth candidate. Fourth. Cool. All right, let's turn up the volume of the microphone. There we go. And yeah, actually, both these today were actually pretty good. And I think, and again, I'm noticing, you notice a trend. Like, the less there is of Asuka's character, the better. I mean, like, she just is not adding to the story at all. And it's a shame. Like I said, I mean, they could have... I can see how you need, you can have the 3 characters there. It just, the way they wrote her, for whatever the manga, probably the manga author did it, probably thinking, I don't know, it feels like there are 2 different shows going on. I mean, there's the science fiction, then they're trying to build a little bit, kind of like we would joke about CW, drama, like they're trying to build something that just is out of place. It just completely stops the storyline that's being created. And it's unfortunate because, again, it's taken away from this. It's kind of cool. Like, you're seeing, like, okay, obviously something going on with Rei, the mother, so, you're given hints that right now Rei is probably, a clone of Shinji's mother. I mean, you kind of get that feeling. And there's something about, and obviously the Evangelions are, essentially derived from probably these monsters. You kind of make that because obviously they're living organisms and they're connected. So there is some type of connection there. And we do know, like, the supercomputers can, like that one supercomputer holds, what's a good lady's name? God, I forgot her name already. But yeah, the scientist's mind, Ritsuko, she, it holds her mother's mind there. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense that maybe all these other, maybe some of these other parents that are missing, like the father may be involved, like Misato's father may be part of this, although you would assume he just got completely destroyed when you saw that scene. So you never know, like, there could be more to it than that, like, and then this scene here where obviously it looks like, this thing was essentially being born, in a very violent way out of this thing that was like supposedly a 4th dimensional or 3-dimensional shadow of this, being out of this creature out of space, that gives off vibes or something that can be interpreted as being an angel. And again, I know these are just biblical terminology that are being applied because it sounds cool and whatnot. Some of the scenery and all, like, you saw in the previous episode where the first angel, Adam, is being kept, across. Although that's not Adam, because Adam was in the little box. And so Adam was almost like a little, like, hasn't been born yet, I think. I mean, I assume, or it's like something that died. That's what happens when it dies. I don't know. Whatever. It's the. So you got like 2 creatures that are there in the deep bowels of Nerv headquarters. So a lot of stuff's going on, and supposedly it's all connected. So again, it's a great storyline. I can see how. I don't think. Part of me thinks, like, when people think back on what is amazing about Neon Genesis Evangelion, Asuka's character is not at the top of the list. I mean, everything dealing with her storyline was stuff that people are not going to be listening to. Oh yeah, that's what we really cared about. Even Misato and was it Kaji's storyline, like, their little love thing going on. Maybe not as interesting as the fact they do have a history, and he's kind of making her doubt as to, like, how much faith she should have in that organization she's working for. That's a good storyline. It's kind of ham-fistedly done. I mean, and they all know that Kaji is is it Kaji? Whatever, again, the guy. He's, I'm horrible with names. I'm so horrible with names. I just remember, like, hey, that's the scientist lady, that's the, Misato's like the boss lady. There's the lead scientist, the father lead scientist, his assistant, the three characters, like Yuga, or whatever it is. I mean, I just know they're there, but I haven't really paid attention to them. But like the three people that just kind of make sure to get stuff done, so it doesn't look like the main characters are doing everything. But you obviously realize like there's be like hundreds of people, if not more, just doing work here. I can see how it's a good story. I can see that. It just, unfortunately, because there's just enough of those elements that just really keep it from getting like at the becoming better than becoming better. And that's again, this is, if you could trim out Asuka's character, or trim down or change it somehow, maybe change her personality, where I can see you need a definitely an arrogant character. But she, they're trying to make her play everything. An arrogant character, lovesick schoolgirl, super intelligent, super smart, best at everything. Basically they're trying to give her too much, and it's just like it's not working. And they're not hitting on the fact that self-introspection is not there. It's just, it's just not a likable character. It's a shame. Okay. But yeah, so that's episode 16. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe 5 more days of this if I keep the same pace. Depending, like I said, I'm not sure about if these get like episode 13 and 14 were a punch in the face. Holy God, those were difficult. But if they're not as difficult as those, then yeah, I can keep doing 2 episodes a day, and have this finished up in a reasonable amount of time. So I'm like basically do these in like 14 parts as opposed to more, and from that again get on to the next thing. It's I am glad though, like I said, this has been fun, so I enjoy it. And so there's that. Just like I said, you get something really cool like that, and just those Asuka scenes just completely takes away from everything else. It just, maybe I should quit complaining about that. But yeah, the weird stuff, like him talking to himself, was kind of cool. And they using a little line, so you definitely could tell like, hey, who is saying who. So they didn't have to distort the voice too much. They were using more visual, although there was a little distortion in the voices. You can make that out, but using a little vertical line was a very cool visual indicator, so that's nice. And you got some flashes that, and again, those are things I'll miss when they're doing like flash, the occasional imagery out there that I can't make out because I'm concentrating just on the text. But again, that's be pretty cool. And I can imagine like, yeah, this is a fun show to watch. And like I said, the show's good without having to go with the generic, the stereotypical anime love triangle. You don't need that. It just is a good story on its own. And I think that's why, like I said, if you remove that, you can have this be of the quality of like Attack on Titan. See, Attack on Titan, you don't have all these love triangles going on. They're just these are people thrown into the middle of a horrific situation, and pushing forward and whatnot. And it works out quite good. You're not like oh my God, you don't have. I mean, you do have a little bit like people who care about each other, maybe have deep emotionals for each other, if not like a crush on each other. But it's not like that's a plot line. That just is kind of about their character. That's all that's about. That was in Attack on Titan, whereas this one they're like dedicating a lot of screen time just to that little that part, and also the penguin thing. I mean, it's cute, it's funny, but again, it's not adding to the story. If you can get rid of something and the story's not changed, then yeah, you probably don't need it, especially if you have limited time. You have maybe some other things you can expand across, because otherwise it just looks like it sits there to sell toys, and that people who are looking for quality, they see that come a mile away. Whereas something can be cute but has a story. I mean, just look at The Mandalorian. Yoda is very cute. There is no doubt about that, Baby Yoda. But it adds to the story. Again, that was just a part of the story. And I don't think they try to, they occasionally try to play off of it. But for the most, well, I mean, I would say this is still a lot better as far as storyline goes than The Mandalorian. But the cringy parts, though, are much more cringy here than in The Mandalorian as well. So there you go. Yep. Actually, The Mandalorian would make good. I mean, that would feel like that could make a good anime. If you did The Mandalorian as an anime, I could see it would have been a popular anime. Cool. Kenji, what do you use to convert the subtitle file to text? Aegis Sub makes weird subdivisions. I use subs to SRS in the number 2. So subs to number 2 SRS. And yeah, just run it through those. You could use the asterisk so it can do multiple files at once. It's if you read the how-to guide, it'll tell you all the steps to do that. And yeah, it just puts it all into what's called a TSV, tab separated value file. I copy that over into a regular spreadsheet. And so I get more information there, do some other editing, so yeah, I got to do some little spreadsheet magic or whatnot to add. I could also, if I wanted to, actually have it output exactly, because it's actually it is versatile. You got to go and you can actually edit a text file that can actually have how the output file names are done or how the output lines are done. So you can do that. I just decided to leave it as is. It's easier after the fact to do it. It's better to have a lot of information than trim it away than to not have enough information, because then like the ability to trim becomes more difficult. So I have enough information so I can do the sorting as needed. Then after that, trim away that excess. That's just how I do it. Anyway, hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, subs to SRS. And I get the subtitle files. For these, kitsuneko.net is kitsuneko.net, I think. Or I think it's .net. Get it from there. That's for the subtitle files for a lot of anime. If it's for the other dramas, I might. Right now, the one website is gone. Unfortunately, JP Subbers. I got to talk to Yoga MIA and see if I can get the subtitle files he had scraped from that website and get those all done. Finally, I will say, if you've gone on because of the situation with the coronavirus or the COVID-19 situation with a lot of, so like there is some quarantines happening, so shelter in place or equivalent, like you can't go to work, so you may be having a lot of free time. So what some businesses are doing, websites and whatnot, they're offering stuff for free. And one of the things is like Audible's offering a few audiobooks for free. So go to Learn Japanese subreddit and you'll see links to the Audible books that are Japanese related, that are being allowed for free while this situation is going out. Also, there is I forgot the title. Let's see. Yeah, this one. Is that one? Let's see, where am I not seeing it? Yeah, that one right there. Okay. Yeah. So, Haruka Musume Doashu. Hello? Stop that. So yeah, you go here and kind of all compressed, but like these are ones that towards the ones that are 11 years old, 5 years old, preschool, the equivalent of kindergarten or first grade, however you want to see it. This is like Shogaku Ichinensei, so first graders all the way up to sixth graders, and some others as well. The problem is, like, you go here, let's say let's go to the ones for, make sure I get this right, sixth graders. And it wasn't working on my web page here. Like, let's say, let's go for that one. I don't know what this is, but this wasn't playing. So all you got to do is on this website, just do a right-click, copy audio location, because it's not giving you a chance to play, and then paste that. So I copy audio location, and now it's going to play as a. Oh, let me hear it.
昔々ある国の殿様のもとに美しいお妃がいました。お妃は身ごもっていましたが、 殿様はまだ知りません。ある日のこと。
Alright, and just do the let's read. You can actually do let's reads with these and just read over here's the little fairy tale that's going on. There's the audio, so play the audio while you're reading. If there's something you don't know, pause the audio real quick and look it up. Mukashi mukashi ano kuri. So in a let's see, Tono-sama Mato. So Tono-sama, so the gentleman, ano kuri no gentleman, to moto ni, gentleman going toward utsukushi o kisao, ukisaki ga, utsukushi o kisaki ga. Let's see what that is. Saki ga. Okay, so I guess that's just a gaimashita. So I guess it's some type of fruit, I guess. Igomo. Okisaki wa. So I guess Okisaki was a person. Okisaki wa Migomo te. So again, so you can be following this along. Okay, so yeah, so a long time ago there was a gentleman with a very beautiful wife. The wife became pregnant, but the gentleman didn't know about it. So I guess that's Tono-sama is maybe a old way of saying the husband, or maybe it's it could be also. And if you're not sure, you can always copy and paste, you know, and. See if they got Tono-sama. The Lord, maybe it's, yeah, the Lord of the Anokuni no Tono-sama. So maybe that's this Kuni's Lord or King. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, not to be distracted. Sorry about that. But yeah, just, you know, I think, and this is, I was thinking about doing it. I never got around to doing it. But, it, you know, there's some use to reading a bunch of children's fairy tales. In that, children's fairy tales from Japan. Because those are stories that people are going to have a maybe understanding context. Like they may refer to these stories, and you're just like, unless you know the story, you don't get what it's referencing. And it's very unlikely to know it by unless you just get down and read it. Like again, it's like the big bad wolf. Well, if you don't know the story of the three little pigs, the big bad wolf doesn't kind of make sense. So when you hear the Hufflepuff blow your house down, it's just, again, if you don't know the overall story, you just don't know it. It's like, you know, if someone jokes about making their house out of straw. Again, that referring the story, or Little Red Riding Hood and the picnic basket grandma, or what great big eyes you have. It's just kind of a, again, these are referencing to stories that you're going to hear in other stories, in other media, just because, you know, it's a common point of reference. You know, if you grew up in the U.S., you probably grew up hearing the stories of these fairy tales, the Mother Goose rhymes, or the Mother Goose stories. Grimm's fairy tales and whatnot. And the same thing's going to happen with Japan, where again, growing up, these children are going to be hearing all these stories that the parents or the teachers are going to be read to them, so they know these stories, and then that's just references it. So there's some benefits, and it may make sense when you see some of these commercials on Japanese television that are referencing these old fairy tales. You know, where you don't get the humor because you don't get the thing that the common point of reference that everybody else is getting. So again, now unfortunately, like again, you're playing catch up on all this. So maybe don't like start off reading this, but you know maybe take some time out and like there's 300 like in this particular thing. Supposedly there's 360 fairy tales, and they're all about 2 or 3 pages at most. You know, some of them are even shorter than that. You know, so if you go to this one, let's see, like Yochien. So you know, just go to this very first fairy tale, and let's say like, oh, here's a very 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 old one. Yeah, that one right there. I mean, I remember this story, and this is where audio is really useful because they don't have a lot of kanji, so it's like really difficult to. It's like 昔々あるところにおじさんとおばさんが住んでいました。2人は子供がいなかったので、シルという犬をとっても可愛いって言いました。ある日、シロが畑で吠えました。So it was digging in the ground. ここでワンワン。Okay, so おや、ここ本 と言っているのか、よしよし掘ってやろう。おじさんが掘ってみると、いやこれはすごい。なんと地面の中からおばさん小判がザクザク、what's ザクザククランチ、ザクザクと出てきました。この話を聞いた隣、欲張りじいさんが、わしもおばさん5番を、let's see, that's a phrase. 大番小判. Okay, so okay, I got you.大番. So it's like a bunch of gold, right? Large. 大番 gold coin. Okay, so a large. Okay, so yeah, so I had a large pouch of coins. So the dog found a large pouch of coins. Okay, gotcha. Anyway, yeah. So that's where, again, not having a lot of kanji. But yeah, just hear it, listen to it, see something you don't know, look it up, and yeah, if you see this is a story like a lot of kids have read and heard. So they may reference it. This is kind of like the equivalent of the goose that laid the devil, go kill the goose that laid the golden egg. Kind of in that vein, just sorta. Yeah, it should be fun. But anyway, just saying, like, if you find out the audio is not working here, like I said, just right-click on the little play arrow and say copy audio location. Put it into a new window, play it, and then just control the audio from there. Or you can download it. It's up to you. And yeah, go for it. And just start with the let's see, what is it? Shogakusei to you. Let's see. Yeah, so you go here and you can see there's, let's see, 5 sections. So you go in each section, 1, 6. So maybe like 30 different. Yeah, so there might be 30 or so different stories you can go through, and then supposedly on here, level 1, there's 100 different stories, I'm guessing. Let's see, so 1, 2, yeah, alright, so this one we're up to 16, and you got about, 16.5, so about 80 or so. Do you have another website that you would find useful, like Hakumus? There's a lot of useful websites, but it depends on what you're looking for. But as far as story goes, the best website for me is the Drama Note, because Drama Note is the transcripts for 200 different dramas. I mean, and if you treat each drama as a light novel, I mean that's like 200 light novels. And what's cool is, like, again, you read the transcript along with like I said, if you look at my Let's Reads, that's me reading the transcripts from that website. And the beauty of a transcript, as opposed to like subtitles, is that they are describing the scenes. They're not just doing the dialogue. So you get to see the scene being described as you watch it, which is great. Because sometimes there's stuff that's done in the nonverbals, in the nonverbal sentences that you're not going to hear normally said out loud. You only read it in books. So again, having practice with that with transcripts is a good introduction to that method, and then that's a very good easy then to jump from a transcript into regular light novels or full-on novels. Yeah, like I said, I keep referencing books. Like, again, this is a lot of this is not dialogue. Most of it just is this book is just describing the scenes that's playing out, and yeah, it's a good book. I'm looking forward to reading the other 2 books. This author has a lot of books. Sorry, but there are 2 books by his that I'm also looking forward to reading as well. And again, but it built up to that. I didn't start off with this book. You build up to that book. And I have made a mistake where I maybe bit off much more than I could chew, and it can actually hurt you in that it just feels like you don't want to do it anymore, just because this is not fun. It feels like, it's not fun, but you feel like, I got to do it. Instead, find stuff that's fun, read those. And usually short stuff is better, so that means you've got like. It's easier to digest. It doesn't feel like you just say, hey, look, I'm just going to read this one episode, boom. And the next day, I'm going to read another episode, boom, done, and just keep going. Don't feel like don't say like, oh my god, I gotta read every story in this website here. No. Maybe to say, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna read the either half or like for the just maybe half of the stories for this one particular page. Since there's like 12 stories, I'll read 6 of the 12 stories. Next day, read the other 6. You know, if you want to try that way to like meet your way through these particular children's stories. Yeah, just I don't know what more to say about it. It's probably something I should do since I do teach in Eikaiwa as a part-time thing, not a full-time thing. And you know, they do, you know, having a ability to reference these children's stories that you know they know about can be fun. And you know, maybe hearing what the Japanese term for all these, you know, sanbiki kobuta, you know, the 3 little pigs type thing, you know, and hearing how that story goes. I think, yeah, here's the, yeah, there it is, right, the sanbiki no kobuta. So there are the 3 little pigs. And is it here? So sanga, yeah, right there. Oh wow, that's 20. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, okay, that is 100 words. So yeah, yeah. But yeah, let's say you go to here, and I don't know how long this is, but you see, it's not. You know, again, it's just like any other fairy tale. It's not going to be too long. Like mukashi mukashi aru tokoro ni 3匹の子豚いました。みんなのお名前は一番のお兄さんが大豚ちゃん。2番目のお兄さんが中豚。So 大豚、中豚、and I guess チ豚。So big, little, small. チ豚が。さて、3匹の子豚はそれぞれ自分のお家を作ることになります。So all of them are going to start making their own houses. だいぶちゃんはわらのお家を作ること。Okay, so the biggest one, and wara straw, right? Wara straw, yeah, wara. わらのお家を作ることにしました。わらを縄で縛って縄で。That's in a string, in a himo, or 縄で縛る, so twined up in a ぎゅう。はい、すぐにできありました。中豚ちゃんは木のうちを。So yeah, made this raw of wood. 作ることにしました。Probably sticks, but let's see if it's saying like, yes, anyway, yes, probably the sticks. まずは柱を立てて周り柱 That's temples. Hashira o tate. Okay, mazu. Oh, okay, sorry, that's it. Set up the set up the basically the 4 corners. Moari no. Okay, wow, they're just going more into the detail of just making the houses. That's okay. Boku wa uchi wa demo ki demo nai. Kataku desho. Katai. Kataku desho na. Deshobu na. Dejobu na. Renka o tsuku. Yeah, so then renga is a brick. So renga. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the children's fairy tales. Maybe I'll have this being one of my let's read thing, is like say, okay, I'm going to start from preschool and start doing, and what I'll do is I'll copy this over into text files, and then do a character count, because I know a light novel is about 300,000 characters roughly, and then the other benefit can be by doing it that way is I might be able to run it through text analyzer and get some other vocabulary from it, because there could be some benefits to it. Kugi. And yeah, just maybe just have fun, and like I said, it's kind of cool that you can listen to these. I don't know if these are all this different or not. What's the difference? Kotori. Bird voice. I think it'd be that one there would be better. Yeah, so I guess you got different audio options to try out, but yeah, should be fine. Cool. But that's, you know, like I said, I've got a lot more fun stuff to read, and I know it's like I'm not one of those that think, oh, I gotta have like children's story because that's the best way to learn. I think it's not a very good way to learn, especially starting off. But eventually, you do want to read some, especially popular children's stories, you know, because that's going to be part of it. That's just to catch up on the culture. Same thing, you may want to then start reading some history books in Japan. And there's some good Japanese history books that are manga, in manga form. Or maybe also you go to NHK website, there's Koko Koza, like high school or school, Gakko Koza, like school lectures. And it's like, part of the lectures are history, so just find the videos on history and, you know, catch up on some of that. Because, you know, catching up on Japanese history in Japanese can be maybe a fun thing to do. And there's a lot of transcripts for that, so you again have a really good chance of taking that information and learning from it, not just by watching it, but then, you know, doing the sentence mining from it later. So again, beautiful thing about this, there's so many websites in Japanese that are useful to study from if you want to. So you're not, don't let that be the thing, like, I gotta find something new. There's plenty out there. Find just that one you like, and just stick with it, you know, if you want to. And for me, what I like are the TV transcripts. Right now I'm doing the anime, so anime with subtitles, sure. Yeah, right now Harry Potter as far as books, but I'll be going on to different books, and it's just stuff that I find fun. And the more I'm doing it, the better it's probably going to get at Japanese. Like it feels like my Japanese is getting better, even though I haven't been studying more vocabulary words. My vocabulary, at least passively, is going to get bigger just because of, even though it's at a slower pace. But yeah, it'll be fun. And then my ability at the basics becomes stronger as well. Like again, getting the basics strong is not a bad thing. That's the main reason why they say read, and read some more. A majority of what you're reading is going to be basic stuff, because basics make up, again, the N4 level material make up 75%. The N4 and N3 material make up 90% of what you're going to be reading over and over again. All right, it's not that 10% that falls into the N2 and N1 and beyond category. Again, a majority of what you're reading is in that 90% range, and you want it. It's not like, oh, I got to skip this sentence, it's so too basic for me. No, you still read that sentence, and you internalize it as you keep reading, and just keep going from there. I've talked too much. Thank you all. Couldn't find it in what is the word for transcript? Oh, just do a search for drama note. Here's the addicts. Where's the drama note? Well, these are all the individuals, but it's weird. Thought I had it saved here. But yeah, just do a search on, let's see, drama note. That right there, dramanote.sensei.net. Yeah, so it's that right there. So it's dramanote.seesaa.net. I'll write it down real quick. Dramanote.seisa.net. There you go. There you go. That's the website. And again, this is a really good website, in my opinion. If you saw my Let's Read, this is what I was reading from. Like, there's Zettai Kareshi. And, you know, you go into it, and it's for all, was it 11 episodes? Was it 11 or 12? I forgot how many episodes there were. Yeah, so like here's, 12. So here's the, wait, what? Oh, the special. Fuck the special. But yeah, so 11 episodes there, and each one's about 15 or so pages. Yes, and you can see here, there's our, like right there, Naito, so here, Shokika, Suichi ga osareta Kakesketa mono no maniawa nakata namikiri. So yeah, it just didn't come in time. So again, you have this descriptive phrasing inside, and then also the dialogue from the show itself. So you can be reading the dialogue, and then when you're hearing the descriptive phrase, read that, and you can actually see it play out on screen. And that's a good thing is that reading a descriptive phrase and then actually have the visuals of it playing out just allows your brain to make those connections, and then your brain, whatever it's got to do to get better at reading, will be really good about, hey, when you see this stuff, you know what you're visualizing the correct thing, and you stop doing translation. It's more interpretation. Interpretation is a much more powerful, intuitive way of comprehending a. Yeah, you have comprehension, and when you got that type of level of internal comprehension, that again, you don't really do direct translations anymore. You're actually like, I think hence you become an interpreter, if that's makes more sense. Sorry, I'll leave it at that. Thank you all very much. This was fun. Let me close these out. I won't be back tomorrow because again, like I said, I'll be on travel. I'll be on travel a little bit, but for at least part of the day. But yeah, I'll get back and we'll be episodes 17 and 18. Yeah, hopefully if all goes well. And yeah, just keep slowly going at it. And hopefully by next week, if all goes well, I'll be finished off with Neon Genesis and be moving back into finishing off Harry Potter, if all goes well. So thank you all very much for watching. This is Nuke Marine. See you later. So thanks for watching. Okay. Cool. All right, later guys.